You can sit down. Yeah, we're not going to hit anymore.
Come to the front, kids.
Probably not as many as you'd like to hit, unfortunately, but this was sort of a bit of an informational session. Yeah. So I won't ask you guys how it felt, but hopefully you can start to understand by doing it what I'm talking about. Okay, if you're sort of getting front on, the ball might be squirting off in different directions. It's very hard to get it dead straight back to your thrower. Okay, I said to someone else out there, the more you throw, the better your throws will get. So that's why I said about being self-sufficient, working in pairs, working in partners. It'll really help. At your age, I would encourage you to do so many underarms till you get really bored of it. Okay, you guys want to get on the bowling machine, you want to face bowlers, which is awesome. You can still do that. But the more you can do of those sort of underarm drills and the basics, the better. Okay? Something I saw a fair bit of, and I thought it was pretty good overall. I thought you all did pretty well. And again, everyone's at different stages. We've got girls who are sort of just starting in their second season, I think. We've got people who are playing district cricket. So what I'm saying is not the same for everyone. But I saw a bit of side on, but the bottom hand's still pushing at the ball. So you want to try, when you're just defending, to try and leave your top hand in control. Let the ball hit the bat rather than you trying to hit the ball when you're defending. Okay? Something I'm working on with all of my players at the moment is being able to hit the ball at 3 paces. Okay? 3 paces. 1, you generate pace on the ball. That might mean you're facing a slow bowler, a spinner, or a medium pacer, slow bowler, and you hit it really hard, maybe hit a 6 or whatever, but you're generating pace on the ball. Number 2, you're using the pace that's on the ball. So there's someone's bowling decent pace and maybe you're just running it down to third man, or you're just playing a nice shot, using the pace on the ball. Okay, most young players can do those 2. But most young players, even some better grade players or even professionals, can't do the final one. And that's, anyone want to guess what the final one is? Take pace off the ball. Why would we want to take pace off the ball?
Because then if you go, like, if you try to hit it up so you can get a 6, or something like that.
Not sure. Good try, good try. So how many times, if you pay attention to the Big Bash over the next few days, next few games, the number of times the good players score 2 by controlling the pace that they hit the ball off the bat. Because the fielders are all, these days, they're all sort of on the boundary, deep square, deep mid-wicket, long on, because they can whack it out the park. So the batters have become so good at controlling the pace, they're facing 130 kilometres an hour, but they're taking pace off the ball so that it rolls and that doesn't get too quickly to the fielder. Okay, so you want to be able to control the pace so that it rolls far enough away from the wicket keeper, but gives you enough time to run up the other end with your partner before the fielder gets to the ball. If you hit it hard to the fielder, it gets to them quickly, they stop it, throw it in, you run out. So that drill there was a drill about taking pace off the ball. Something kids and coaches never really understand. So I'd encourage you guys and coaches to practice all 3 if you can. If you can get out in the middle, practice hitting. Practice putting pace on the ball and hitting the ball. Brilliant. Practice in the nets, you're facing a bowler, your cuts, your pulls, whatever, that's using the pace. But also practice taking pace off the ball. And then if you watch closely on the TV, you'll see how good these players are at taking pace off the ball and controlling how hard they hit it through they get in a good position and then their bat swing, the speed of their bat swing and their pace of their bat swing changes. If they want to hit it hard, they accelerate. If they want to just use the pace, they just play a nice sort of tempo. And if they want to take pace off, they really soften their hands and let the ball come to them. So that's something I think as coaches, if you guys start teaching that and you players start doing that, you'll have a huge advantage on your opposition. You guys can learn to drop and run, get quick singles, rather than you drive at one pace and you block at one pace and it's the same thing. trying to be able to control the pace that you hit the ball. Are there any questions about any of that? Does that make sense to you kids?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about sort of doing little drills to just work on all three. Okay, that's pretty much it for me. That's I think we've gone almost an hour, so if there's any more questions, please don't hesitate.
I reckon we've got at least, come on kids and coaches, at least 5 questions for Tom. So have a think about, it doesn't have to be about Tom, anything that we've just done. There may be preparation or anything at all, kids. So throw your hand up, don't be shy.
I've got one.
Yeah.
Just your hand position on the bat.
Yeah.
Got a few that have their hands really quite wide apart, particularly the ones with that bottom hand.
Yeah.
What do you want to teach your kids?
So I think generally, great question. I think generally you want them quite close, because the further apart they are, that they work against each other. The top hand might be trying to go that way, and the bottom hand's trying to go that way, and your bat, you're not sort of keeping your bat in a straight line. So generally, you want to keep them reasonably close. The further apart they get, the harder it is to control your bat swing. So some people will hold it lower and they'll feel comfortable sort of choking the bat. That's okay. It's going to limit your power, but it's going to probably mean you have a little bit more control and you might be a bit of a nudger. And some people like to hold at the top. I like to hold at the top because I feel like it gives me more of a whip in my swing. But your hands are quite close together, so that they work together, not against each other. Does that answer it?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, good question. So I saw some of the young ones, yeah, quite wide, so try and get them close together.
Tom,
Yep.
throwing the ball late.
Yep.
I know it's what rivals wasn't doing all right.
Yep. Yep.
So just how to get them to bring it back.
Yeah.
So underarms?
Great question. Yeah, great question. Underarms is good. It's about, again, letting the ball come to you, so you get in a good position and then you sort of almost stop and wait. Like I just did a couple of sessions at Millman's, and I had a good young player who was driving everything well. I was trying to get him to hit it late, and I showed him, and I was just there, just waiting for the ball to come to me. So it's a bit about trusting yourself, which happens over time. But a great drill for that is if you got some chalk and you draw a semicircle about 1 metre or 2 in front of them. Because I think it's a bit like, you say to someone, play the ball late, and they say, what does that mean? Do I move late? Do I not swing hard? Or it's a very uncertain term. So if you say, there's a semicircle, you've got to hit the ball so it bounces in the semicircle. They automatically have to hit the ball with angle in their bat, which means they have to hit the ball late. And you're giving them an external focus rather than an internal focus. So just simple, and I do that myself. That's one of Chris Rogers' drills that he used to do. He used tennis balls, because they bounce so much, he would make sure he was getting on top of the bounce and hitting the ball so it was bouncing in the semicircle. Cricket balls sort of skid on, but the tennis ball you have to really get on top of and hit it down. So just chalk, semicircle, say bounce the ball in the semicircle, and most of the time they'll find a way to do it. They might sort of just stop it if you want to try and be able to let them block it so it stays in the semicircle, but also drive it so it bounces in the semicircle. So their swing's similar, just at different tempos. Great question.
What do you think of doing when you're playing against a really fast bowler?
Yeah, good question. When I had my camp last week, we had Adam Voges come and speak to the kids, and someone asked him that, said, what do you do when you're facing, who's the quickest bowler you've ever faced? He said, Shoaib Akhtar, and I said, and I asked him, what do you do when you're facing fast bowling? He said, it's all about trying to stay in the moment with your mind and not worry, because if you're thinking, this could hit me, you're thinking about the future. You're not reacting to the ball. Okay, so it's a mental skill. It's about getting your attention, just watching the ball. And that's hard to do at your age, but it's about trusting yourself and trusting that you're going to be able to hit the ball and not letting that worry overcome you. And he said it's about having a routine. Okay, you guys might be a little bit young to understand that now, but as you progress, your routine in between balls is hugely important, because that's what then focuses you. That's what then allows you to sort of trust yourself and just react, rather than getting carried away in, it's fast, it could hurt me. Because ultimately, your age, you're probably more worried about getting hurt than about getting out. So you've got to build trust in yourself, and once you maybe get hit once or twice and you realise it hurts, but you get on with it, you'll start to realise it's okay. But it's about trusting yourself and having sort of a routine that focuses your attention. So that's probably something you'll progress into. Does that answer it?
Yes.
Yeah. Good question. Yep.
Okay. Any advice for kids that sort of get sort of really nervous before the game, like the night before or the day of?
Yep.
Any sort of what can they do to sort of bring that down?
Yeah, absolutely. First off is understand that's very normal. There's nothing wrong with that. I think people think nerves is a bad thing, but nerves is your body giving you energy, giving you adrenaline. So I think if you flip the story a little bit and think, I'm nervous, that means I care. And again, Boguesy said the same thing last week to the kids that were at our camp, and he said, you've got to just flip the story. Every single player I've ever spoken to gets nervous or has got nervous. It's normal, but instead of fighting it and thinking, this is bad, I'm nervous, I can't succeed, if you think, oh, I'm nervous, sweet, I'm playing cricket tomorrow, I'm playing cricket today, sweet, it means I'm in a contest, it means I'm going to enjoy the contest, I'm going to enjoy playing, I love this feeling. You sort of start to actually enjoy the energy that the nerves give you rather than be scared of being nervous. It's just flipping the story a little bit. And then in the moment, deep breathing is one of the most amazing, simple skills any human being can do, is take a deep breath, because it calms you, slows your heart rate, and brings you into the present moment, which is what we need to do as batters. Good question again. Yep.
If you hit the
So-
ball
yep, you.
and it's going towards the fielder,
Yep.
and you might be able to get a quick single, should you assume that they're gonna mess up the pickup and leave it behind, or should you assume that they're gonna take it clean?
I think you got to assume that they're going to take it clean. Okay, so your first call might be wait, and then you see if you learn to take the pace off the ball and you learn to say, okay, I can get there and he can get there or she can get there before they get there, and this all happens very quickly through practice. It's all about judging distance and pace that the ball's moving. Then you might take a quick single, but if you hit it hard at them, you're better off saying wait, seeing if they pick it up cleanly, and then it's either a yes or a no call. But you can't, it's dangerous if you're assuming they're going to miss it, because you might hit it to the best fielder, they pick it up cleanly, bang, you're out. It's not worth taking that risk. Does that answer that question?
Yeah.
Yep.
I reckon just some of my guys, I've got my team, you tell them to watch the ball and they're probably guilty of watching in the area,
Yep.
not actually watching the physical ball.
Yep.
Is there a way to school them up into watching, like focusing on the actual ball?
Yeah.
Just like,
So are you saying that they're watching an area that's coming out of the hand?
yeah, I reckon so. Even so, it's quite often like you get them that
Yep.
ball that looks quite fair bit. I reckon they're watching it, but they're not actually.
They're maybe not tracking it the whole way.
Yeah.
So I'm big on, and I say to a lot of my players, track the ball into contact and out of contact, because what I see a lot of very good young players doing is they hit the ball and then their head's still looking at their feet and the ball's over there somewhere. So I say track the ball with your eyes into contact but also out of contact. So if anyone's not watching it, you could do a drill and say, like you throw the ball, they hit it, and you say, show me where that landed. And then they're showing, you say, no, it was over there, and you're seeing if they're actually watching where it's pitching and how close they are. But then you're just, it's about them trying to sort of track the ball onto their bat. And it's hard to gauge if they're doing it or not. It's just your eyes seeing what you think they're doing. And if they're missing it, often it's because they lift their head a little. Could be. Sorry?
Is that an age thing as well?
I think so, yeah. The older you get, the more you practice, better you get. Like anything, the more you practice, better you get. But a lot of players at all levels, I did a session with a first grade player before I came here, he got 60 on the weekend in first grade. Every time he missed, I was bowling spin at him. Every time he missed the ball, he was up here. And every time he kept his head down, he smacked it. So the head has to stay down watching the ball no matter what. No matter what shot you're playing, it's a non-negotiable. Because your eyes are there. As soon as they go up, your hands don't know where to go.